I'm with them.
Hello, my Facebook family. We are on and it's only 6:32, so we are doing good. But I'm gonna say this to Kenji, I'm gonna say this to Rebecca, and say this to our special guest Candace. We had a nice little exciting event to happen before we came into the studio today.
Yes.
We pulled up and the fire truck was pulling up.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And I wish I could say it was actually exciting, but someone had just burned a bag of popcorn in one of the offices, and it set off the fire alarm, and there we go.
And then the fire people looked annoyed.
They had their axes in their hand. I was like, okay, they packed everything back. Like, damn.
But I'm not mad.
I'm glad everybody's okay though.
That's right. I'm not mad because one of my favorite things to do is to watch the young fireman jump off the truck. Anyway. I told Kenji that outside, and Kenji he was on the ground laughing. But
I cannot relate.
But here's
I can.
Here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. I'm very, very. I would only tell certain people that I would never do anything inappropriate. Right?
500 plus people.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But you will always see me in a very respectful way. I would not do anything that's disrespectful. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to be here today because we were teasing you all afternoon with something special. Rebecca, something special gonna happen tonight. I'm not a singer, but something special is gonna happen tonight. We are coming to bring you. We feel excited because we feel that Candace, you allowed us to be one of the first outlets.
Yes.
To mention anything about this, and anyone who knows Candace knows that she is the business guru.
Yes.
She is the entrepreneurial coach. She has got radio shows. She has got podcasts. Yeah. She helps publishers. People who are publishing get started. So if you got a business and you're getting it rolling, you basically go to Candace if you're in the Houston area.
Yes.
And Candace never ceases to amaze us because she's got something new up her sleeve. Rebecca, let's do a drum roll. Candace, what's the secret?
Ooh, like I had a couple of them. First and foremost, I added some new radio stations to my show where I'll be syndicated out of Tennessee, out of Kentucky.
I didn't even know that part.
And one out of New York. Yes. So those are new syndications for the Business Hours Broker Hour. Yes. The next secret is, since we dropping bombs.
Yes.
The Joseph Consulting Firm has curated their own magazine. It is called The Business of.
Awesome. And I already have someone who asked me today. I would sure like to be featured in the Joseph Consulting Firm magazine. I won't say who that person is, but they have a wonderful podcast studio. Yes, absolutely. But Candace, where do I even start? With your hands so full, what made you know that this was the right time to go ahead and introduce a magazine as part of your offerings?
I look at it like this. There are a lot of great people out there that have a lot of knowledge in a lot of things.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to create a specialty magazine. Like we see the features that are kind of, you feature different people from different things, right?
Yes.
But I wanted to get a magazine that's specific, and each issue will be to a specific topic.
That's a good niche. That's a good niche.
Yes.
So, for example, if you have one magazine and you're featuring niche restaurants in Houston, so it'll only be the restaurants that are featured.
Only be the restaurants. Yes. Now we will have regular segments that are in there. Of course, we'll have our podcast of the month segment. Okay. We'll have our nonprofit of the month segment, of course, and then some other specialty segments that we have in there. But I wanted to do something to where it's based on getting to know people.
Okay.
You're getting to know their journey, but you're also getting to know their business. So if it's restaurants, it might not just be restaurants in Houston.
Wow.
This magazine is global.
Wow.
It's global.
Wow.
So I might do a feature on the 5 best top restaurants in New York, or it could be London. It could be Paris. It could be anywhere. Okay. And this is the thing. because everybody know I give away something for free.
Yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm the free lady. I'm cool. Whatever,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Anybody that wants an article in the magazine, or if they want to write an article to be published,
Right.
submissions are free.
That is amazing.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Candace.
Because Candace, you have so many.
Yeah.
You have so many up and coming,
Yes.
very, very good
Yes.
writers and story editors that have great content.
But this is the thing. Like when you were talking about restaurants, right?
Yes.
It could be something simple as a restaurant owner saying, hey, you know, this is my grandmother's sweet potato pie
Yes.
recipe. This is why I did it. This is why I make it in my restaurant.
Yes.
And boom, drop their business contacts and photos. I don't have a problem with that. If someone that has a business, if your specialty say organization,
Right,
and you want to tell people how to declutter for the
like
fall,
my sister
Like
Kim.
Kim, I hope
Yes,
you're listening.
yes.
you don't think Kim was not on my list? Wait, everybody that has, you know, because I've been telling a few people about it.
Right.
But you know, I'm a person. I stalk people too. Okay, I've been stalking business owners and
Yes.
different people that are not in the know. They're not someone that you see in media. They're not people that you see at all these events.
Exactly.
But they have a great following, and people need to know more about them.
Yes.
So I've already kind of put some people out there. The reason why I didn't want to show you the mock-up
Yes.
is because the cover of the magazine is a contest.
Oh,
It's a contest.
That
It's
is
a contest.
awesome.
So like the mock-up covers that I have are basically you know, photographs that were taken by Creative Culture Entertainment Group. Shout out to my brother Greg on that
Yes.
one. But the all of the covers will be a contest, but all of them will be shot by local photographers to
Right.
get their name out as well.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
So if I have someone that's on a cover in New York, I'm going to find a photographer in New York.
Right.
But I'm going to give them the cover, but then they're going to have their spill in the magazine too.
Now, Candace, based on what you actually are aware of,
Yeah.
do you know of any other magazines with that concept that are being published right now?
No.
Me either.
No.
I've never heard of that particular concept. It is such a unique concept.
Look, I'm going to pitch it as far as this. Even entrepreneurs that want to get started, but hey, you've been trying to go to loans, you know, go to banks to get loans.
Yes.
You're trying to figure out startup costs. I'm even going
Right.
to have a page in there to where if you want to pitch your idea in one page to an investor who may read the magazine, you have one page to do it in the magazine.
Wow. Now, what about people who are interested? Possibly, there must have been a tall person sitting in my seat. Look at me, y'all. I feel like I'm sitting at an adult's table, not children's table. But if there is someone who would be interested in sponsoring, I mean, in advertising in this type of magazine, are you also going to have
Yes.
it where people can advertise?
You will be able to advertise, you know, if you want half a page, quarter of a page, full page, or even business card, you'll be able to sponsor. If you want to sponsor either the front cover or the back cover of the magazine, you can. The contest for me is really for the front cover.
Okay.
But any company can sponsor the back cover.
Got you.
And if that's a photo spread of their team, if it's their advertisement, whatever it is, it will be allowed on the back cover.
Well, Candace, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we've had you on and we've interviewed you about one of your, the many things that you're an expert in, but we've never asked you this.
Yeah.
You have all of these businesses and they are successful businesses.
Yeah.
And you give people opportunities.
Yes.
Can you tell us what was your very, very first business venture and kind of how it brought you to where you are right now?
Okay, so man, you taking me back. You finna age your sister. I'm finna talk about some Southwest. People gonna be like, "What?"
I'm gonna try to scoot up.
My first
There we go.
business
A little bit
venture.
higher. Okay.
I was 19,
Yes.
and the business is still registered to this day. Infinite Business Solutions.
Okay.
So it started out as basically a bookkeeping service. I was in
Wow.
college studying
Yes.
accounting. I figured I could do taxes and bookkeeping for people. But then since it was infinite, I
Right.
added to it where I would write business plans for people, tutor people.
And you're probably a notary.
Yes.
How did I know that? How did I know that?
Because she into everything.
Well, and because she's gonna make sure that she dots all her I's and crosses her T's.
But you know, in entrepreneurship, it's a wave. Like most people don't know this, and I'll say this just for you know, transparency, right?
Yeah.
Over the last 3 months, I went through a business wave of
Yes, and
You
it
know,
happens.
it dips.
Yes. Yes.
Some days my phone ringing off the hook. Then some days it's like,
That's
wait,
right.
nobody don't love me
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I get it.
But you know, in that case, you have to pivot. So I get those credentials, I get those licenses because you never know.
Right.
You never know when somebody's going to need it.
Yeah.
You advertise all of your gifts. Why just advertise one thing, one niche? Advertise all of it in the space of what you do. Just make sure they're all somewhat related.
Wow. I've heard that. I've heard that.
Make sure it's somewhat related, and make sure everything that you do is stackable to something else. So
after the bookkeeping service, what were you on to next?
I did genealogy.
Candace.
Yeah.
Like Ancestry.
Yeah. Before they started having the TV shows.
Yes.
Yeah, I was the one that was in the library. I would travel to your family reunion. I would sit there with a laptop and a portable printer and print out your family tree on the spot. I would go to the cemeteries and log the cemeteries. I was one of the volunteers for Find a Grave.
Yes.
Where you go to the gravesite and you take pictures.
Exactly.
That was me. I also did transcriptions of old records, wills, land records.
Right.
I even did it for the census. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What have you not done? That's the question.
Oh, I don't do windows. I tell you that. I don't do windows.
But you know what, Candace? Here's the thing. And this is one thing that I want people to really, really, really wrap their mind around. You've heard of people using the old adage. You have to work smart and not hard.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Everything almost that you've named is about using your brain to get it done. You didn't say, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to remodel people's houses.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. I drew the blueprints though. I did. After Hurricane Katrina, most of the black contractors, I did most of their blueprints for when they redid the houses and all of that. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what major were you?
Accounting.
Candace, how did you learn how to do blueprints? You just sought out that knowledge yourself.
So when I went to Prairie View A&M, I was an engineering major.
I know she's gonna do it. Go ahead and say it.
I know.
PV.
You know. So I started as an engineering major.
Yes.
But my dad would go to like bookstores, he'd go to garage sales and buy like software that he felt like an engineer would need.
Okay.
One of them was AutoCAD.
Wow.
So he bought me the, drafting table, and he bought me the drafting table, the papers, the pens, the rulers, which I still have to this day. And he bought me all this engineering software. So I still have a lot of that stuff. I just, over the years, I bought the newer versions, but I still have all that stuff at home.
Candace.
Yeah. So during college, I worked 3 jobs and I did blueprints for local companies.
Okay. We've got the bookkeeping. We got the genealogy.
I like to say busy.
Company.
Yeah.
And
it's still on Facebook to this day. My genealogy company.
We have the blueprint business.
Yep.
Candace, what came next?
Ooh, the Crystal taking me down the timeline.
And the reason I'm doing this is because when you told me you were introducing the magazine, and I know that you to be the business knowledge broker.
Yes.
You say, and a lot of people say this, Candace, but you can say this undecidedly, that when people come to you with an idea for a business, there is not much that you don't have a little bit of knowledge on that you can guide them on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I'll tell you straight up.
Yeah.
ADHD is my superpower.
Okay.
I like to stay busy. But I have to be honest. I'm not somebody that's going to go out here and run.
Right.
All of that. But I have to keep my brain active.
Right.
So I like to keep active, and I have a curiosity about everything. How can I go into any room to network, to hold a business meeting, to do contracting, and I don't have some knowledge about a little bit of everything? Like I did one meeting where I was in Dallas, and I was sitting in the guy's office, but I noticed he had some African mask on the wall.
Right.
But I recognized what country they were from.
Okay.
And so I said, oh, well, hey, you went to such and such. I love those masks on the wall.
Yeah.
And he was like,
how did you know
really?
that? Yes.
Do you want a cup of coffee before then? The guy barely was like, well, you have 10 minutes of my time. I was like, okay, I was there for an hour and a half.
See?
And then he took me to lunch.
Yeah.
Even better, right? You know what I mean? Close a business deal and you got lunch.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I learned from Crystal's sister Kim, hey Kim, was that she said anytime everybody has a marketable skill.
Yes.
Because I used to tell her all the time that I would never be a successful business owner because I don't have anything to sell. So like I just run my mouth all the time.
But you are the brand, and that is the brand.
And
that's the brand. That is the business.
And you know what, Candace?
That's the business.
Here's the thing.
That's it.
You're absolutely right. But I want you to think about this. I understand where Rebecca's coming from because it's, I don't want to say a failure to launch, but it is a fear of launching, and sometimes not even as much a fear of failure, but you're afraid of what success would look like.
That was my problem.
Yeah.
That was my problem.
How did you get past that?
I had to realize that the universe gave me the gifts for a reason.
Yeah.
Why hoard them? Why keep them to myself? Get them out there. Get them out there. Even if you fail. It's okay to fail. Like, you know how many times I failed? I told you I had businesses. Some of them failed over the years. But I had to sit back, regroup, and say, what did I learn from each one?
Right.
Were the skills stackable to the next?
Yes.
And then at times where I had regular employment, were the skills or the jobs that I was working there, can I learn something that's stackable?
That's right.
That I can use outside.
Like that. I love that, Candace.
And I taught myself a lot of things. Like, you know, I was one of those people, you give me something, I'm going to go all through it. I was not really like my sister and my brother. They are like IT to their core, very technical. Yeah. They can do film editing, photography, all of that. IT securities work. They knew all of that. I had to work at being smart.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that.
Candace,
they think that it was, you know, but I was one of those kids that had a reading comprehension problem all through high school, even in college.
That goes along with ADHD.
ADHD. I had a lot of issues with that. But of course, when it's undiagnosed, I didn't get diagnosed till I was 36. So it's one of those things like, okay, you go through life, but you figure out a way.
Yeah.
So I had to work at being smart. I had to learn how to memorize things in a book. Like I have photographic memory.
Right.
So if I go over it a few times, I put it in the play a few times, I pretty much kind of got it.
Okay.
So I had to work at it. And the thing about it is, I wrote out a list, Rebecca. You talking about what skills are marketable?
Yeah.
Write out all of your skills on a sheet of paper.
A lot of times we don't recognize our skills.
And then you write about the skills you have. And then you write about the skills that you think you want.
Yeah.
And go out there and find some seminars that do it. Look, YouTube University worked for me.
Wow.
And I got a college degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what Kim said. Kim was like, everybody has a marketable skill.
Right.
We just don't put much stock into it.
Yeah, we don't put any value into our own.
Yeah, she said everybody has something that they can market and sell to the world. Everybody.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I started the businesses just as a way to have travel money.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to fly to New York. I wanted to fly to Chicago. I wanted to go to San Francisco to have dinner and fly back on the red eye. I did extra jobs to travel. I always lived in the hood. I always drove an old car. It is what it is, but I'm gonna retire early.
That's right. And you made sure that you sought experiences.
Yes.
Other than material things.
Yes.
And those are the experiences are the things we can take with us. Yeah. Anything else we can't take with us. Okay, Candace, after genealogy, and you said, and I'm moving towards this for a reason. You said you then kind of decided you may want to take a look at some traditional things.
Yeah.
For a while, you were a
teacher. Yes, I was.
A teacher. Yeah. Tell us about that.
I taught computer applications at HISD. I also taught peer mediation, anger management, those type of classes. So I did that for a few years, and then I jumped into governmental work. I was a tax auditor.
Wow.
Sales and use tax auditor for some years. Yeah. And then I used that OPM, other people's money.
Yes.
To help me launch my business.
Yes.
That is what I did.
And before we go any further, we want to do some shout outs here. We have got, there is Minister Larry Scott. Hi, Minister Larry. We've got Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine. Thank you for always supporting us. Yes.
That's my grandbaby.
Yes. And we've got Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine. She's one of my church members.
Aww.
Yes. And we've got Donnie. Hey. That's the Louisiana country boy.
Look, I love everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was just one of those things. Like I always, since I was 18, where can I work next that can be stackable? Like my first job when I was 18 well, I wasn't even 18. I was 17. I worked as a file clerk at a dentist's office.
Wow.
Fresh out of high school. Like I graduated high school, which was weird. On a Sunday night, Monday morning, I had a job. Like, wow. That's what it was.
I worked. Never let any grass grow under your feet.
No, never. Yeah. I worked at the post office.
Girl, what?
Yeah. Worked at the post office. I ran a daycare for a couple of years.
What?
Like I said, I just done a lot of things. Why not? Okay. You got but wait. You got one. Okay, don't get me wrong. I am a Buddhist, okay? Yes. I do believe in reincarnation. I'm going to come back as something else, okay? Maybe a flower, a dog, whatever, right? Okay. But ain't nobody came back and told me that's going to happen yet. Right. So, while I got one life, I'm going to try everything I think about.
I got you.
But a lot of people, I think a lot of people don't have that gumption to do.
And a lot of people, Candace, the thing, everything that you're describing, you're not talking about flipping burgers.
No, everything never done it.
Everything that you're describing, we're talking about a very specific skill set.
Yeah, I've never worked fast food. I've never worked in retail.
Yeah.
But I've always worked an office job. I always either had an office job or
I bet you can type about 150 words a minute.
10. Pick.
Okay. I don't feel so bad.
And people wonder why I get contracts done. Because they got this great dictation software.
Yes.
I've been using it for years.
Yeah, because everybody asked me, how do you type with them long nails? And I do about 50, 60, 70 words a minute with these long nails.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Ooh. But you know what? Like before they started offering it as a part of the Microsoft package, right? Yes. Dictation. I always use this other software, and I'm going to mention the name, but I'm not getting paid. But if they want to cut me a check, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
It's called Dragon. I've been using Dragon for years. You put on the headset, you're talking to the mic.
That's right.
And it types, and it asks you if you want to do email or a Word doc. Right. Hey, I want to do a Word doc.
Okay.
And then I would even do voice dictation, and then I would send it to my best friends that know how to type 80 and 100
words a minute. That's right.
And they sit there and they'll dictate. So over the years, I've always had a good support system. If I need something done immediately, everybody got copies of my files, or they got access to the drop files. And I can do business from my phone. Hey, I need a contract, type this name, this amount. Like, I really have a good support system, even when times are bad. Yes. You know what I mean? I still have a great support system.
Right.
Because a lot of times people don't want to talk about their failures in business.
Yes.
It happens. It's there. You're not
gonna. I know about that. Uh-huh.
But the thing about it is that what lessons did you learn, and how quick did you pivot?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
So
what can you take with you, like you said?
Yeah.
What are the skill sets that you've been able to build and take with you, onto your next venture?
Yeah. So then after that, like doing all of that stuff, then it was me by me. Okay, I used to just do my thing, just hey, Candace out on the block, right?
Yeah. And
then after the car wreck, it was like, nah, you need a team. You tired. You need a team.
Gotcha.
You can't jump and run through airports anymore. And then you got to get wheeled through with the gray hair club. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things.
Not
but I also had to think about it from a standpoint too. When it was just me, a lot of people would ask me for other things, and I didn't know how to do them. Really? So I was outsourcing a lot of stuff. So I figured, okay, I'm giving away money. Why don't I help my people that are new and growing their businesses, and we all form a collective. So that's how the firm came about. And truthfully, I asked my friends, people that I trusted, hey, you're good in human resources.
Yes.
You're good in procurement, purchasing, retail. Hey, can you come on board? You're good in promotions. I need somebody that can put together me a street team and pass out flyers and business cards. Okay, I got you. It was one of those things where I worked.
Candace.
That's how it worked.
Yeah.
I had to pull it in. And think about it is, sometimes as entrepreneurs, we're so scared to ask other entrepreneurs for help.
Yes.
We're scared.
And we could be much stronger together.
And the thing about it is, if I don't have a skill set that you do, I got to go with you.
Lose. That's right.
But if I don't open my mouth and you don't open yours, if I don't know all of your skill set, I don't know to pass things on to you.
That's right.
So a lot of people think, oh, you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So you must not be good at any of them. No. I feel like this. You have to have different ways of making income, but it all have to relate.
Exactly.
It got to get you to one path. And the thing about it is, I'm as great as my team.
That's absolutely
and like I said, people pour love on me. Even to this day, I still study.
Yes.
I study every day. Like, if you want something, you can do it. You can study it. I didn't know how to publish a magazine. I learned.
How did you overcome your fear? Because like you said, this particular juncture was something brand new.
Yeah, and it was all word of mouth, right?
Yes.
Everything that I'd done up until the point where I started the firm was word of mouth.
Okay.
Like from sorority sisters, my parents, family, friends, different, like people just call me and not have business.
Yes.
So up until that point, it was like, okay, now I'm in a different phase, physically and mentally.
Right.
Because when you go through things on a medical level, people don't realize how it affects you on a mental level.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
of course.
And so it took me a while to get my memory back on how to do websites, how to code. It took me a while.
Okay. Oh, you know how to code too?
Yeah.
I know how to. Look, I know. Maybe I need to just stop asking because at this point,
well, the thing about it was I didn't know how to code at first, but I'm teaching computer application classes. You know what I mean?
To the children,
to kids.
Yes.
So I had to learn how to code.
Right.
You know, I had to learn how to code because the district had all those, coding competitions and so UIL and
with robotics and all of that stuff.
So I had to learn how to do it in order to teach the kids. And I never had a MySpace page, so I didn't learn coding from that. So it was like, wait,
I never had MySpace either.
So I was like, wait, this is what MySpace is, just coding. My sister was like, duh, and I was like, oh, sorry.
That's why I was like, I don't understand why they said that the Black community as a whole don't know how to do stuff like that. I was like, it was the Black community that was doing MySpace pages for each other.
Right?
That's coding.
That's coding. So it's just one of those things. You never know what skill you're going to need. But to me, if you have the opportunity to learn it, you do it.
Exactly.
If you get the opportunity, do it. That's why I tell people, call me on the phone and ask me questions. If you need something done, tell me what it is. Let's get it done. Because if I don't know how to do it, I got a plug. I know somebody that can do it.
Absolutely.
So don't be in the fear of that. I think for me, it really took the leap because I figure like this. At the end of the day, it was just me. So if I messed up a job for somebody, I messed up my reputation.
Right.
So it was fear of if I fail, I'm only failing me. I'm not failing anybody else. So for me, it was one of those things where I went to therapy.
Yes.
I journaled. I studied other CEOs.
Yes.
I even mentored with some people. I even followed some CEOs around, even local people in Houston, and say, hey, can I be your assistant?
Yes.
Because I wanted to get past that point of where I can market myself and market my team and market the brand as a whole. I didn't know how to do that at first.
Right.
So that's how I think I got over the fear. The more people I talk to, the more jobs we completed. I didn't even think about it as a pass or fail anymore.
Yes.
I stopped looking at it. Was it good enough? Was it great enough? If the client said they like it, I know I did a good job. I'm moving on to the next thing. So it's kind of like one of those things where you have to kind of put yourself in a position to win, even in your thoughts. Just like they talk about affirmations.
Yes.
Do those affirmations. Man, we done a good job. Hey, that last job, it wasn't so great, but these are the things we learned.
Yes.
And keep it moving.
Well, let me ask you this. And there's someone who said, true, TEA. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, here's the thing. We're going to think about it for a minute. That
True
was
T.
True T. Okay.
True T, Aaron.
You know, I heard TEA. My mom
I
somewhere
heard
else.
Aaron, I heard
you
TEA.
I'm
that episode, man.
That's a sensitive subject for us
We're talking about school district right now. That's
not going to go to
that's
Aaron. Right. She does have the T.
Yeah.
Now, Candace, got to ask you this because a lot of people are going to want to know this.
Yeah.
Starting a magazine, having had your hands in with hands-on with so many different businesses all the time, it hasn't always been successful from the very beginning.
That's correct.
How did you deal with, I don't want to say the haters, or when you got feedback from people who may have even just been jealous that was not positive? How were you able, because people inevitably will have to deal with that?
Smile and say thank you.
Yeah.
Don't feed into it.
Yeah, don't feed into it. Either I'm going to make another post, or you're going to see me at another event. Because a lot of times when you buy into that rhetoric, that can further prolong your greatness.
Absolutely.
So it's just one of those things where you put something great together, you put it out there. If it works for some people, it's going to catch on. If it's not, it's not. But to me, I'm cool with it. I'm like, now, come over here. We don't like each other, but we're going to take this picture. And
yes.
They got to see, we got to show some camaraderie.
The one thing I can see though, Candace, is
I don't have time for hate.
Well,
and I don't hate.
Thank you.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. One thing I feel like you've been so successful. One is because you know how to connect with people, and people don't understand connection. And this is one thing I've learned with all of the political stuff that I've been involved in, and teaching and teachers union, and just everything that I've been involved in my life. One of the things that stood out most to me was this: people don't care how much you know, they know how much you care. And when you can connect to people on a level of their care, their concern, then people will gravitate towards you and give you whatever you need.
Yes.
I can honestly say that there's not a time where I can't pick up a phone and say, hey, I need help with this, and people jump to help me.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's where everybody, my uncle has this saying where he says that so many people, my dad's brother, he has this saying where he said that so many people have this, I'm a step on your throat to make it mentality.
I don't understand that.
And then he was like, and then they get there and then they wonder why they lose it all. Because you didn't build the proper bridges in the first place to get there.
Yeah. But the thing of it is that when it comes to, like you say, like negative talk, haters, all of that kind of thing, I look at it in the space of, at the end of their rhetoric, at the end of their talk, is it going to increase my bank account?
Right.
But I also look at it too as inspiration. Right. Because to me, that means somebody's paying attention.
That's right.
So I don't look at it. I kind of turn the negatives into a positive and reach out to them and say, how can I help you? What can I do for you? What can we collaborate on?
Yeah, I know you don't like me, but at the end of the day, that don't matter. So what you need?
It don't matter. Yes, it does not matter, because this is the thing. If we're all pushing towards something, if we're all pushing towards that financial freedom, that freedom of time, those type of things, and if we're really talking about bettering our community, that means working with each other.
That's right.
I can work with you and not like you.
Each other. That's absolutely right.
I can work with you and not like you. I don't have to care nothing about you. Some rooms I go into, they be like, "Oh, are you married?" Don't ask me anything about my personal life. I'm here to do a job. All the rest of that don't matter. When's our first meeting? That's me. Right. But in some instances, it's like, yeah, let's go get some coffee.
Exactly.
You have to know your audience, and you have to be okay with putting people in lanes.
That's right.
And that's one thing I explained to my goddaughter.
I said my boundaries early.
Yeah, with Jasmine, that's watching my god baby. I tell her all the time that blessings come through other people.
They do.
So opportunities, right? That's where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Opportunities come through other people. Closed mouths don't get fed. So you have to sometimes put all of that to the side. Oh, they don't like me. Oh, they looked at me funny. You have to put all of that to the side. And because you never know that person may be holding a key opportunity to your future that'll unlock it forever.
And the thing about it is, I get strange looks too. Because I wear the weird glasses with no lenses, I wear a hat.
Wait a minute, you ain't got no lenses in them glasses?
You have never noticed the
never. And I'm not even putting that on y'all. Okay, that'll show you how bad I am.
But they look great. They look good on screen, right? No glare. But that's one of my quirky things: the hats, the pearls, the flashy jackets. That's my quirk. The thing about it is, like you tell your goddaughter, you never know who's watching you. It might not be that they don't like you. You might be inspiring them.
Exactly.
You might be inspiring who they are and what their next steps are going to be. Yes. So for me, I wrote a list when I was 19 of everything I was going to do before I take my last breath.
Yes.
And over the years, I've decided to accelerate that list.
Yes.
And I'm going to do everything on that list, pass or fail. At least I can say I tried.
That's right.
And at least I can make my own place in history that's not in the history book.
So y'all leave me alone about my long nails and my loud dresses, please.
Okay, let me say this, Candace. Have you noticed? Was this a skill that you had to acquire, or were you always a person who could say, I know that I may not ever be everything to everyone, and that's okay?
It took a long time.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's hard. It's hard for me.
It took years of therapy.
Yeah.
It took years of reading.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we grow up and we've always followed that patterns of what our parents did.
Yeah.
We eat like our parents. We go to the religious homes of our parents.
Right.
We follow the same customs, mannerisms as our parents, the same talk as our parents.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had to learn how to speak better, which I did through Toastmasters.
Right.
We still took some time, and I'm still doing it to this day.
Right.
Oh, you did Toastmasters too? I did it when I was on.
So I had to learn how every skill that I knew I needed to be successful, I had to learn.
Okay.
I had to learn it all the way down to, the proper table etiquette.
Right.
At banquets and awards and things like that. Like,
and how to set a table.
And I tell Crystal all the time that I am so grateful for Top Teams of America Incorporated. That was like one of the best investments my parents could do, even though they always teased me. It was like, oh, only the bougie black girls was a part of that. Whatever. But But
you had the opportunity.
But the opportunities, the etiquette, the galas, which is why I love galas now. I can't drag her to one. I have to beg and threaten to drag her to one. But that was a part of my upbringing, and it's been a big part of my life.
And see, for me, I was always taught to serve the community in any capacity.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you don't have $5 in your pocket, you figure out how to do it.
That's right.
It just doesn't matter. And I think that you could do it. If you have an idea and you want to do it, just do it. With me, the magazine came about because our team was helping other people edit and publish their magazines. That's how it came about. And it was like, well, why don't we try it for ourselves, but do something different?
Now, Candace, before we lose time, there's a couple of other things I want to touch on before we get to what my favorite, I don't want to say topic, but what my favorite thing I want to talk to you about is, and you know what it is already, but Candace, you've done a lot as a career.
Yes.
But as much as you've done as a career, you have done in a charitable way. Just as much.
Yeah.
Candace, every time there is a charity, every time there is an organization that needs to be lifted up, you are right there. Every time there is an event that has to do with individuals with disabilities, every time there are events that have to do with people who are disenfranchised, every time there is an event or an organization that has to do with people who are overlooked, you are right there, and you are a champion for these causes. How in the world, Candace, do you make the time to do all that? Are there about 6 Candaces we don't know about running around somewhere? Were you actually a quintuplet or something like that, and we don't know it?
Listen, look,
no, she probably put them to work too.
Yeah.
I look at it like this. This is the thing. I've actually slowed down since my car accident.
Wow.
I've slowed down in the past 5 years.
In 5 years.
The last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I've slowed down. Oh, you should have seen me before.
Wow.
Oh, girl.
Oh, it was nothing. I'd be in my car. My daddy, where are you? Oh, I'm in Mexico. I'll be back. I just gotta look at the ruins. I'll be back.
Wow.
Yeah. I call, hey man, go and put a couple $100 in my bank account. I'll be back on Wednesday. Don't ask me no questions, but I'll be back. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of took the risk.
Right.
And kind of went for the experiences. And I just felt like everything I wanted to do it, I was gonna do it. I didn't care.
Yes.
I didn't care what it cost. If it cost me, hey, I got to save up a week or two to do this. So that means no dates, no events, nothing. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
If that means living in a cheaper apartment, if that means driving a cheaper car, I did that. Look, I drove that Oldsmobile, that 1988 Oldsmobile forever. Okay, with the velvet seats, be burning up in the summertime.
Not you burning up in the summer.
At least it wasn't the vinyl ones. Do you remember the vinyl kind?
It's a stick. I would stick to the seats.
Yes. You had to put a piece of newspaper.
At least you would be warm in the winter. At least you'd be warm in the winter.
There you go.
That's true.
Look, I was warm in the winter, but in the summertime I was burning. And I didn't have air conditioning. I was the strict queen of that 460. I was queen of that. 4 windows down, 60 mile per hour. That was me. And I'd be everywhere. I wouldn't even tell people I was going. I would just send my flight information or my hotel information. Or hey, this is the hostel I'm staying at. This is the YMC staying at. Hey, I caught a special on Craigslist for $10. I'm sleeping on somebody's couch, but this the address.
That's right.
Like I would email people, but I'd be gone.
Yes.
I work Monday through Friday, but on the weekends I'm gone. So
that takes a certain amount of fearlessness.
And I didn't like being bored.
Yeah.
I did not like.
Also, you was one of them children. You can't sit down for 3.5 minutes.
Lean in here.
Of course, I can with a book. If you give me a book. If you give me a book, and every class,
there's a certain amount of fearlessness that goes along with that now.
But I didn't. I was, but
going and sleeping in a hostel.
But
I've had that experience. I've had the experience with someone who was sleeping in a hostel one time, a friend. And I'm gonna tell you, that was a little bit scary.
Oh well, you just sleep
But
with everything on you.
but she don't feel nothing.
This is
No,
true.
but I mean, I look okay. So even like one time drove to Chicago, right?
Yes.
But people, they on Craigslist before they had this hitchhiker app.
Yes.
You could go on Craigslist and people would say, "Hey, I'm going from here
Yes.
to New Orleans. I'm
Yeah.
going from here to wherever. Hey, can I hitch a ride for this much?" I would sit there, calculate the mileage,
Right.
how much gas is per gallon.
Right.
Well, I can take you to this place for
Right.
this much money.
Right.
But I looked at it like, hey, that's somebody helping me with gas.
That's
all
right.
Well,
That's
you
right.
sit beside me though, and
Yeah.
we're gonna ride.
Yeah.
Put all your bags, and I'm pat you down. And
Right.
Remember,
That's
I got this taser next to me,
Right.
and you don't never know what else I got in my
Yeah.
car. But I used to do it. But I looked at it from a standpoint of I
Wow.
wanted to get to a certain place.
Yes.
So whatever obstacles I had to do,
You had
I
to
did
remove
it.
them. Yeah.
But I wanted to do it, and I did it, and I felt like I've always lived my life apologetically.
Yes.
I've always done it my way, pass or fail, and I have failed.
Yes.
I failed
Yeah.
at some things, relationship, businesses,
Oh, yeah.
family relations.
We
You know
all
what I mean?
have.
I failed
Yeah.
at some things,
Yeah.
But I look at it like this: what can my legacy look like after I'm gone?
Right.
What things can I do that's a part of history?
Exactly.
What things can I get that's going to be a part of the Library of Congress? What are those things that I
Right.
can do? Guinness World Book Records. I need to do all of that.
Yeah.
So I decided to do it.
How do you choose your charities, Candace? For somebody to have you on their team who
Yeah.
is working with a charitable
Yeah.
organization, they got the Energizer Bunny.
And
that's if that's the slow Energizer Bunny.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
It's
even
very slow.
I can't even imagine what the pre 5 years ago Energizer Bunny looked like. But how do you decipher what you're going to put on your plate when it comes to your charities, because you're involved in so many?
I look at what real true impact it can have. I don't follow organizations where I feel like they just here to have a name and
Yeah.
they're going to throw one event a year. I don't do that.
Yes.
I look for things that are going to have true impact, but I got to see the impact too.
Okay.
So I'm going to stalk you for a little while. If you put up an event, I'm going to pull up and creep around a corner and look.
Okay.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, yes.
But I look at things that actually are really about social change, but things
Yes.
that also can push the next generation forward.
Okay.
So if I feel like anything from the marginalized community,
Yes.
From the reform, all of that,
Absolutely.
I do all of that in the space
People
of
with disabilities.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to push it
Yes.
forward.
Yes.
I want to push people's thought processes forward, and I want people to understand I'm a part of a marginalized community,
Yeah.
but I am doing what I want.
That's right. That's right.
Doing what I want.
With
That's
emphasis.
right. You've never used that as a crutch, not
No.
to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Nope. It was like, okay, this is my new normal. Am I going to be in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
And because that's what they told me. I was in a wheelchair for a year. They told me I was never
Really?
going to walk.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, am I going to be in a wheelchair? Am I going to be on crutches, or am I going to walk with a cane?
Yeah.
Let me figure out a plan
Yeah.
how I can graduate from the wheelchair to the crutches to the cane.
Right.
And I did that. So I decided to apply that to everything else. And after that car accident, because I'm able to get back on my feet and walk
Yeah.
with a cane, I promised for the rest of my life that I would help entrepreneurs.
Wow.
And that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
So that's it.
Candace, there is one way that you have helped entrepreneurs. And I'm going to tell you this, and I can tell you this from personal experience, because I took one of Candace's classes last fall. No.
Spring.
Last spring.
Yeah.
And it was the kind of thing that it was just a teaser. It was a teaser, but it was so absolutely life-changing, even as a teaser, that since that time I've been trying to get back with she and her team about doing a follow-up, because at this particular, tell us a little bit about the did you call it like an entrepreneurs university? What did you all call
It
it?
was called Brand U.
Brand U.
And the
Yes.
thing about it is, we've seen it before. The name is not anything original, but the mindset within our team was more so of, you come in one way, but we want you as an entrepreneur to understand that you're a brand and to go forward with that brand in mind on your way out the door.
Right.
So that took from everything. We talked about marketing. We talked about artificial intelligence. We talked about
Yes.
a little bit of everything, podcasting, how to get into the
Yes.
media, how to get news coverage. We
Yes.
talked about a little bit of everything. And for the fall, for the fourth quarter, we will have some seminars. But I am also going to put together special small session seminars as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So that way people can have that if they don't want it in a big group setting. Right. We could do small settings.
Yes.
And we could do that either virtually or in person. I'm going to open myself up for that because I feel like the end of 2023 is here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's here
already.
Look, when they already got they got Christmas stuff already out.
I know.
Just one of those things,
yesterday.
holiday stuff, right?
Yes.
So it's one of those things where you want to finish strong. You want to finish 2023 strong, but you want to go into 2024 with a strategic plan for your marketing, for your business. You want to have a scale up and execution plan. Yes. You got to have one. I took the summer and created a new plan for my team.
Okay.
Revise some things, revamp some things, cut some people from the team, added some people on. Right. And I also got into some joint ventures with some other people that will come out later in this fall.
Okay.
So I did that from the space of I had to figure out how to pivot, but I had to figure out how to scale up. Because when you hit a wall,
yes,
you got to figure out how to get past that.
Exactly. And not let that destroy you.
Yeah, or stay the same.
Will hit that wall and they'll say, okay, this must not be meant to be.
Well, I don't want to get into a place where I'm comfortable.
Yes.
Because when you start getting comfortable, you start going through the wave, like I talked about, like that I went through, right?
Yes.
You start going through the wave of up and down business because you're so used to getting business.
Yes.
So when you're not, it's like, whoa, it could be like shell shocking.
So you are always moving forward. You're finding a way. So if, like you said, you're able to pivot.
Yeah.
If this, and things have their natural lifespan, and the lifespan can come and go.
And that's right. And then you roll into something new, but you have to keep up with what's in the news. You have to keep up with financial news, tech news, what companies are getting IPOs. Like you have to know all of that. You have to keep up with the farm almanac. You have to do all of that.
Political too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But because you want to see how that's going to affect you as a business owner.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Because think about it, light bills are sky high over the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Clients I lost just because they had to pay light bills instead of paying me.
Yes.
So you have to know how to do the pivot. So that's why I say with certain things, it's okay to know how to do certain things. Some things is just for a season.
That's right.
You know how to do this. If you know how to do taxes, that's just for this season.
Yeah. If
you know how to plan weddings, this is wedding season.
Right.
If you go into fall balls and holiday balls, hey, you should be out there planning and looking for clients now.
Candace, one of the ways that we initially got to know you is because you were someone's campaign manager.
Yeah.
Candace. Okay. So we got genealogy, we got bookkeeping, we have blueprints.
Yes.
We have got
it's a lot.
Candace,
it's a lot.
How did you find yourself in that space?
I know a lot
was it your first time, or had you run many campaigns before?
I've always been like the person that either did the opposition research,
or
help the campaign managers with the strategies.
Got you.
So that was yeah. So that's really
Remember
what
that?
for last like 10 years. That's what it's been. And I'm a person that I read a lot of the news. I know what's going on. So people will call me for quick facts, to fact check, all of that. And so it just kind of snowballed into there. But people know I'm good with marketing too. So why not combine the two and help someone's campaign? So there are a few people that are running right now that I've helped them with their campaigns, either in the marketing space or either on the strategy side.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see where that goes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Oh God, I remember all of that. Lord have mercy. Staying up late, doing financial plans, doing oh my God, we had to have a plan for this and a plan for that and a plan for this. I was bugging the H out of everybody.
And that's okay.
But the thing about it is that.
But I loved every minute of it.
That's the part I was about to say. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoy it. I enjoy all the political stuff I'm doing now, and who knows?
Sleeping at events.
Who knows what's going to be in the works for me in the future? Who knows?
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to turn to. So, Candace, with that in mind. And I'm not asking you to put anything out there that you're not comfortable with, but with that in mind,
because then you're gonna have to do it too.
Well, with that in mind, with where you see things going today in education, you've been an educator.
Yep.
With where you see things going today within our city with social, events that are going on, and that things that may need to have attention.
Yes.
With that's politically correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
With financially, where we are going as a community and as a society, with us 90% or 85% of people only being able to have enough money in their savings for 3 months down the road. With where you see us as a society right now, can you see anything possibly in your future? Can you see yourself in a space of trying to attack those in a way of a lawmaker? Is that something that you've ever given?
I've given thought about a lot of things in
Yes.
regards to the political spectrum and what I'll do in the future.
Right.
Only thing I'll say is this: hey, I'll try anything once.
I know,
why not? I mean, what do you have to lose by putting your passions out
That's
there,
right.
your voice out there, and really coming up with a clear, concise plan for the future? You can't lose. And that's why for anybody that runs, I always support. How can I support? Because that takes business on being take guts, but being a politician takes
my God.
guts. But this is the thing. I know who I am in my journey.
Yes.
I want to strengthen a little bit more of who I am in my strengths.
That's right.
Okay. And my skill set before I even dip into that,
Right.
because for me, I know certain things aren't going to change me.
That's right.
But I want to make sure, in the terms of my legacy, everything else is already locked up.
That's right.
Everything's already placed, it's locked, it's set, and that's it.
And you know what? Let me tell you what's something. When you're growing as a person, when you can look at situations around you and not make a decision based on what you want to do, but based on what you know is going to be the right thing to do. And sometimes something just and timing. Timing.
That's true, because this political cycle, I got a lot of calls about why I was not running for office. I have to do things in a way where it's ready.
That's right.
And I felt like I don't want to leave unfinished business.
That's
when
right.
it comes to certain things that I had in play.
Absolutely right.
So I want to finish those skill sets, and then
here's what I say. I've been around the political game since I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Rest in peace, Al Edwards. I've been around the political game, and I'm about to be 40 in a couple of months. And I tell people all the time, especially people who are running for office, they come and they ask me, what should I do? What should I do? How should I say? The first thing I tell them all the time, make sure your mindset is right.
Yeah.
Because you're going into something that literally, I don't care what level you run on, city, state, national, you're going into something that is going to affect people's lives.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
Just their lives, but their legacy's lives, their children, their grandchildren.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that when you're running, you're in the mindset of, I am going to be in the business of changing people's lives. And I think a lot of people look at the glitz and the glamour of it. They don't really look at the situation as, I'm changing people's lives.
Yeah.
And many times it can become something that is for our own ego.
Yeah.
And not necessarily
for the people.
The good of
Right.
And for me, I feel like I still have unfinished business.
Yeah.
When it comes to my firm, some things that I want to get off personally off my list.
Yes.
And then, but that doesn't mean at the same time I can't serve.
That's right.
Because I'm serving the people around me. I'm serving the people that are in office currently, and I'm serving those that are running. So to me, you can do your part no matter how small where you are.
That's right.
And you don't have to be anything big. It could just be about the greatness of what you're trying to do.
That's right. And you know what? I know that you put your money where your mouth is, Candace, because I was on your Facebook page today, and Candace just had a little PSA on her Facebook page.
Yeah.
She said, I am registering voters for, I'm qualified to register voters in 5 counties.
That's correct.
If you have a business or if you have an organization and you want me to pull up, tell me where you want me to come and I'll register voters.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, that's something I'm already at events.
Yes.
I'm already there.
Yes.
Look, I'm promoting your club. I might as well come and set up a table and register people to vote.
Right.
So if I'm already at your events, I already have tickets for your galas, I have all these things. Let me register you to vote. And the thing about it is, No, I'm not getting paid to register people to vote because that's
can't.
illegal.
You can't do that.
But that's the thing. Okay, because some people hit me up with it. It's like, hey, how much does that job
cost?
pay? No, they want to know how much you pay.
Oh my goodness.
Or if I sign, no, I don't do that. Okay,
No.
I've been registering people for years.
That.
No,
Yeah.
but I really mean that. Like, if you're someone who moved from a different city, you just got a Texas driver's license or identification card, let's get you registered.
Or
if you're a college student, or if you just got off paper, if you're off of probation, and you don't know if you can file, let's do the paperwork anyway.
That's right.
So I want to register people to vote, and I'm going to do it from now till October 10th, which is the deadline.
That's the cutoff
and
date.
we want to get those. We want to get those in.
Right.
So look,
because we in the situation we in now, because folks don't go vote.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave that alone.
But I mean, but the thing about it is, that's your part of doing your vote.
That's right.
Getting your voice out there and your power. You may not run for office, but you can dictate who's there to help you and help your family move forward.
Yeah.
And, do your research on these candidates, okay? Because, I'm going to interview some of these people over the next few weeks.
That's right.
I'm going to cut them down. And I'm going to have, and the thing about it is, it's going to be in a nice and polite way.
Right.
But I'm going to challenge people on their past records.
Yes.
I'm going to challenge them on their current platforms.
Right.
And I'm going to tell them, okay, yeah, but this is the real world.
That's right.
This is the real world. This is where people really are.
And what people want to know. Ask the questions that people really want to know.
And that goes back to what the mindset.
Yes.
If anybody asks, and I've never run for office personally, but I've been around it forever. Mm-hmm. And I tell people all the time, the mindset. It's the mindset, because you are literally going to either change people's lives for the better, or you're going to make people's situation worse.
Yeah.
That's a responsibility.
Yeah.
I understand the perks that come with it and all of that, but forget the perks. What is the mindset?
But the thing of it is that you want to go into anything with a place of strength, a place of love, and a place of peace.
Right.
So that's how you move forward, and that's how you create impact, and that's how you can change.
Absolutely. So Candace, with that in mind, as we come to the close of our podcast, we need a timeline. So when can we possibly look to see the magazine come to fruition?
Woo! I'm pushing towards the finish line. No, because it's already 30 days past the due date, the timeline that I wanted it. I wanted it out October 1st. It will be out November 1st.
Okay.
And it would be great, and it would be fun. And article submission right now is free.
Okay.
If you're interested in sponsorship articles, anything like that, inbox me, connect with me online, social media, any way you can, or you can call my business line, 713-425-0510.
Yes.
Send me a text, send me a call, send me a smoke signal, email, whatever you want to do.
And she will get back to you.
Yes, she does.
And she in a timely manner.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just think that it's one of those things. If you want to get your voice out, and this is the thing, this is no censorship over here, baby. Whatever you want to talk about, we publish it.
Yes, and the thing about it is,
That's
writer,
right.
as long as your information kind of coincides with what the theme is.
Oh yeah, and I got fact checkers for your fact checkers. So let's make sure that our facts are correct, because your article won't be, published.
Right.
But if you said a couple of choice words, I won't be mad about it. But I want it to be something that people can really use their voice. So if you're mad,
people have passion about
because if you're mad about healthcare, I want you to talk about it. If you're mad about the algorithms of Instagram and why your videos aren't getting any traction, I want you to write about it. Like, tell me about it. If you have an issue with Elon Musk and all of a sudden he wants to charge people for using X, formerly Twitter, tell me about it. I'm going to publish it.
And you know what? Let me put this out.
I'm going to publish it. Let's go.
Let me put this out there, because this is something that I've heard a lot, and I kind of agree with this. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are complaining about something, try to always come with what your idea of a solution would be.
Yes. Yeah.
It's one thing to bark up a tree and bark up a tree and bark up a tree.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a way to get the cat down from the tree, then why are you barking?
That's true, but I will publish your editorials.
Yeah.
Tell me about I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I will publish it, but tell me about the problem, or if it's a solution,
right. Yes.
or maybe you see a problem and you come up with a solution.
That's right.
Publish it. The thing about it is, if you're a poet and you wrote something about how the sky is blue today, send it to me. I'm gonna publish it. I'm gonna publish it. You want to become a published author? Here's your first choice. Here's your first chance to do that.
Yes.
Get your feet wet. Let's go.
Yes.
And put your expertise on the line. Show people why you're the expert, why they should call you for anything in that niche.
Yes.
Let's go.
And I have got some people that I know who are published authors right now.
Yeah.
And they are people who have written books, and they have a background that would serve as a cautionary tale for others. That's the kind of thing that we want to see.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the kind of thing that we want to see.
Yeah.
I'm shouting out to Gerald H. Childress, published author, and he's got a story to tell. I'm shouting out to Pastor Calvin, who's got a story to tell.
And thank you for all
Kim
of his.
Yes, Kim Mahia.
Thank you,
Pastor John Richardson,
Yep.
who's got a story to tell. These people have life stories that will help someone else's life story.
Yes.
It may change the trajectory of your life. So,
Mika.
Yes, Miss Mika, absolutely.
Yeah.
But again, Candace, if we can one more time, have you leave your contact information before we say goodbye.
Okay, so real simple. It's Joseph Consulting Firm at Gmail. If you want to get a quick response from our team, go that route, or you can look up the Joseph Consulting Firm, send us a note through our website, Candace the King on Instagram, or just Candace Joseph on Facebook. Hit me up, DM me, all of that. Look, it's go time. Let's go.
That's right. I told you Candace had a secret. The cat is out of the bag.
I know it's gonna be fun.
Let me say this really quick,
Yes.
way off topic, and I can't even believe I'm doing this, but I promised a friend that I would. Shout out to Texas Southern University. It is their homecoming this week,
right.
so happy homecoming TSU. To all my PV fans, I was begged, so just,
okay.
But right, we coming up. We coming up.
Shout out PVs too whenever that's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, y'all know I will. I will be dripped down in purple and gold.
Yeah.
But I just do want to send a quick shout out to Texas Southern University. Happy homecoming. I think it's the 97th homecoming for them.
Wow.
So 97 years. Yes. So they'll finally make the 100 club soon.
So that way Rebecca can see it.
That's the magazine.
It's one of the covers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
This is a great look. That is a great look.
Gorgeous.
Vacations. Yes, you guys have got to see this. Look at all this. I am so tempted to turn this phone around, but I'm not going to do you like that.
Right?
I'm not going to do it like that.
But
yes,
ladies, happy homecoming to you.
And we will drop Candace's information in that chat, and be on the lookout.
Yep.
Candace, as soon as it hits, you let me know, because we're going to do everything we can do to push it forward. And you're going to have to come back.
Oh, and how did I forget this? Happy homecoming, Worthing High School, class of 2002. Happy homecoming, because I know I'm going to get chewed out for that too. Happy homecoming.
And Candace, I'm going to give you the last word.
So, because you ladies are very special and near dear to my heart, and Crystal, you were the first person that actually, even though I've told people about it, you say, hey, let's get on air and talk about it.
Yeah.
I would like for you to write the first editorial.
Oh my goodness. And Candace, I was a journalism major. I was actually Candace is letting me
kind of like the forward. I want you, instead of a forward for a book, I want you to write the forward for the magazine.
That is
and
awesome.
Rebecca, I want you to write about whatever topic you want to write about.
Oh, y'all know what I'm gonna write about.
Yeah. She's gonna do education.
Hey, let's talk about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that, but I wanted to offer you guys that. And,
awesome.
And of course, we got to give our love up to GMT. I got something for them too.
Hi, KG, our producer.
So thank you guys for letting me come on your show, and whatever we can do to push everybody forward, let's just do it.
Yeah,
do it with some fun.
Absolutely. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Candace Joseph. Of course, thank you, Rebecca Williams. We haven't had Rebecca here for 2 weeks. I miss her so much.
Right?
And thank you for
our guys.
And thank you for our studio audience.
Yeah. Who refuses to get on camera?
No, you don't go on camera. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. And like we always say, we can do it. See you later.
Bye, guys.